Mr. Buddy Hackett appeared more than any other star on Johnny Carson's Tonight Show. He was born Leonard Hacker in Brooklyn, New York, and as a child, he suffered Bell's palsy, and that's why he has that now famous signature lisp. He performed in high school as a tumbler, which is a Yiddish word for a tumult maker, meaning he was a comedian in the Catskills Borscht Belt. After high school, he went off to World War II, and when he returned to the States, he took the stage name of Buddy Hackett. Buddy Hackett was appearing on Broadway in the play called Lunatics and Lovers when he was discovered, and his career took off. In fact, he was a frequent guest on The Tonight Show, hosted by Jack Paar. I mean, this is when the panelists were the entertainment. And we already talked about his appearances with Mr. Johnny Carson. Buddy Hackett was performing in the Broadway musical I Had a Ball with Mr. Robert Preston, and that got him cast in the movie version of Music Man, one of his most iconic roles when he sang Shapoopy, Shapoopy.
Shapoopy, Shapoopy. The girl is having it. Shapoopy, Shapoopy, Shapoopy.
Buddy Hackett also appeared as a comedy duo on the Patrice Munsell Show. That was with his roommate, who was a comedian called, you might have heard of him, Lenny Bruce. They called themselves the Not Ready for Primetime Players. This is 20 years before Saturday Night Live recoined that term. One of the comedic stars in Stanley Kramer's film, It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. He was also in Disney's The Love Bug. And I was introduced to Mr. Buddy Hackett as a comedian in the TV game show, The Hollywood Squares. And by the way, Paul Lynde doesn't have a star, and that's an absolute travesty. But back to Buddy Hackett. You probably remember him, my dear followers out there, as Scuttle, the seagull, in the Disney film The Little Mermaid. And the fun fact was, supposedly, if you look closely, they got his weird, lisp thing on the wrong side of his mouth, which I never looked at. And this is Todd Pickering for Walk of Fame Wednesdays. I will see you next week in Hollywood.
Now, a woman who kissed on the very first date is usually a hussy. And a woman who kissed on the second time out is anything but fussy. But a woman who waits till the third time around, head in the clouds, feet on the ground, she's the girl he's glad he's found. She's his shapoopy, 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 shapoopy. The girl is having it. Shapoopy, shapoopy, shapoopy.